Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome my friends. Welcome for another video edition of the Artelino Company. My name is Dieter, I'm your host today, Dieter Manschura, and I'm the owner of a little family company located in southern Bavaria, and southern Bavaria is in southern Germany. And we've sold art prints, mainly Japanese art prints, but also prints by contemporary artists, modern art prints, in weekly online auctions since 2001. So by now we are already 20 years old. Today I want to present a new artist in the sense that we had never shown him before. But before I continue, my friends, I have two questions for you. And please answer only with yes or no. The first question, do you like birds? If your answer is no, goodbye, the video is not for you. Second question, do you like art prints showing birds? If your answer is no, well then goodbye, yellow brick road, there's the exit, goodbye. If you can answer both questions with yes, then I promise you a few very interesting minutes. Yeah, we are together. The depiction of flowers and birds, this is an old genre of its own in Japanese printmaking, by the way. And the Japanese even have an own expression for it. They call it kacho-e or kacho-ga. E and ga, these are the Japanese words for an image or a picture. And kacho stands birds and flowers. And in the 19th century, there was one great master of kacho-e, Hokusai. You certainly know this great wave. Yeah, that's the same guy. And he also made many art prints showing birds. In the first half of the 20th century, well, this genre was continued with the so-called Shinhanga art movement. And there were several artists, printmakers, who had specialized in the depiction of birds and also some other animals, but mainly birds. And the most famous one is Koza Nohara. But then when I look at the period after 1945, modern Japanese art prints, modern contemporary art prints in the Japanese style, in the Japanese technique of woodblock prints. Well, there is one, and he had specialized in the depiction in art prints showing flowers, Katsutoshi Sugiura. But I cannot remember, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I cannot remember any Japanese artists or Western artists working in this Japanese woodblock technique who had specialized on showing birds. Until by chance recently I found one, but not in Japan. I found him in a small country in Europe, in the Netherlands, in Holland, a small European country, and his name is Erik van Ommen. I repeat, Erik van Ommen. And now at this point I want to show you 6 prints. These are all that we got as a first consignment from this artist. And yeah, by the way, that's him here, bird watching. But now the prints. I mean, this is what we sell, so prints are the most important thing in our videos. I have to admit I'm not very good in botanics. I hardly know birds by their German names, let alone in English, so please excuse, but I love birds. I live in a small village in the countryside, only 100 neighbors, And in springtime and in autumn, the birds are in my garden and on the balcony, and it's lovely and all kind of colors. And okay, now back to the prints of Erik van Ommen. Well, this is a design that he took when he made a trip to Spitsbergen together with his wife. And this shows, well, a breeding tern. I just had to read it, I admit it. But it's beautiful. It's lovely. The next one. Well, and these are the two geese. Yeah, two geese. And this design was also taken in Spitsbergen during this journey that he took together with his wife. Let's take a look at the third odd print. And this is now a bird of whom I know the name. Even in English, it's a kingfisher, my friends. And I like it. Look at these lovely colors. It's beautiful. Next one. And this is a hoopoe. Okay, I have to admit I looked up the name at Wikipedia 10 minutes ago. But I love it. And yeah, something else. Look at the background, yeah? How, this is a woodblock print. How Erik van Ommen integrates the grain of the wood into the design of his prints. And this is really high art. Only few Mokuhanga artists, only few Japanese artists, only few Western artists working in this Japanese technique are capable of doing it with this mastery. Next one. Two cute sparrows, yeah, simple sparrows. And the last one, three birds, lapwings, okay, but beautiful. And that's what counts for me. And we have only these 6, and you saw them all now. And now, well, let's go to my favorite one, the kingfisher. Where's the kingfisher? Oh, here, okay. Let's keep that a little bit as a background. Makes me feel more secure when I know the name of this bird, kingfisher. Let's also move him a little bit up so that you see more from the print. Yeah. And now let me talk a little bit about the artist, Erik van Ommen. He was born in Zwolle in the Netherlands. Don't ask me where Zwolle is. And he was born there in 1956. And when he was only 8 years old, he made his first painting of a bird. And when he was 12 years old, he went on bird watching in the fields for the first time. And this passion has not changed since then. Erik has a kind of a weekly schedule scheme. 1 day per week, he goes outside into the fields bird watching. And there he makes sketches. Erik reports, you've seen at the beginning this image with a huge camera. He writes that he seldom takes photographs. Most of the time he makes sketches only when he cannot get close enough, of course, yeah. Then he has to use photography. Erik lives with his wife in an old vicarage in the Netherlands, in the countryside, and there he has his studio, a small gallery, and they have a garden, which of course is a home for the birds, including such a kingfisher and even storks. Storks, you know, well, those are the birds who bring the babies. Yeah. A little bit about his printmaking techniques. I already mentioned that he works in this Japanese technique of woodblock printmaking, And he works even in the technique of reduction woodblock prints. Reduction woodblock prints is something that needs a lot of planning, and during the process the layers of a block are destroyed. That means at the end basically the blocks are destroyed, and it's not possible to pull more copies beyond the original edition size. This is of course wonderful for a collector, because a collector can now be sure that the artist is not tempted to pull more prints labeled as AP artist proofs when he has sold the complete edition. Erik also works in the technique of linocuts, and when he paints, he uses sumi-e. This is a Japanese technique of ink and brush. You must know, in the year 2000, Erik was in Japan during an exchange program, and there he learned how to paint in this old traditional sumi-e technique. Erik is also the author of a bunch of books, 26 books. And of course, they're all about birds and about drawing birds and painting birds and printing birds. And these books, they were published in Holland, another word for the Netherlands, Germany, Japan, and Georgia. Georgia on my mind. No, that's something different. Forget it. Georgia, somewhere else, so in the east. Okay, we've come to the end, my friends. The end is near. When we approach an artist and want to encourage him to consign to our auctions, we always propose a first test consignment. And this test consignment for Erik van Ommen, that consisted of these 6 prints. I showed them all to you, and we will offer them in the coming auction starting tomorrow, November 21st. We are in the year 2021, and only if you buy, well, then we will get another consignment by the artist. So keep that in mind. This is a wonderful chance. And please correct me if I'm wrong. Erik van Ommen is, to my knowledge, the only artist worldwide completely specialized in creating wonderful prints in this old Japanese woodblock printmaking technique, just birds called by the Japanese kacho-e. Okay, got the message? So give Erik van Ommen a warm welcome, and by a warm welcome I don't mean likes and views. No, bid in our auctions and buy his prints. Got the message? Wonderful. Have a good time and take a look at our auction catalog. Bye.